In this final video, we're going to show you how to go in and check your MyTimesheets data, and in some case even add data, using a browser. So on your computer, you go to the mytimesheets.co website. Now, the same thing would apply if I was doing this on a smartphone. Again, I go to the browser. Now, I'm not using the app in this case. This is actually using the browser, so it's just mytimesheets.co. If I was doing it on a tablet, it would be the same, it would just be bigger. So the size of the screen will just reformat according to whatever device you're on. So I'll do it in this case on a PC, but as I say, it will be the same regardless of the size that we're dealing with. So I put in the same user code, password, and company code as I used to log in on the app, and then I click log in. And when I go in there, I will see the timesheet entries that I've got for the week. I'll just get the head out of the way. So if I come down, here's the entries that I've been putting in the earlier videos that we've created today. Here's my entries for last week, going backwards in time. Now, depending on how often your payroll person rolls the data over, you should typically only see the current week's worth of data. In this particular demo account, I've got more data because it's easier to show. Now, I've got this currently set up so that I can't edit the data once it comes into the browser version. In some cases, you will be able to do that. It will just depend on what your employer has configured. But we're mainly giving you this ability to come back in and view what you've done so that if you needed to change something, you could notify your employer accordingly. Now, if you needed to add something while you're in this view, then you can click on Add. So, for example, if I needed to go in and add a time for today, I could, or if I needed to go and put in some times, or I needed to go in and tell the employer I was sick. So I can do all of the same things that I can do through the app, but I've just got more information and a bit more visibility over what I've done. I've also got the ability here to notify my employer that my timesheet's ready to be checked by somebody. If that was the case, I've got the ability to report on what I've entered. I've also got the ability to export what I've entered. So this view is just giving you information that you can use for what you've done. Now, if you notice that you've got the padlock on some of the days, it means that the employer has locked down the timesheets because they are ready to process payroll. Now, you should see that in most cases by the end of the week. As I said earlier, if your employer lets you edit this data, you won't have the red circle, the black circle that I've got here. In my demo, I've got this so that it's view only. The other thing you can do while you're in here is you can also, instead of just using the note in the timesheet, you've got an internal messaging tool. So if you click on the messages here, you can add a message and you can message someone that's your management. So for example, I could send a message to Steve. I can go and type in a message. This could be a bigger message. This could be saying I need to have next week off on holiday, or I didn't go to work today, whatever that may be, or I need to do something, or I need something from you. And you click send by email as well. So this means that they will get a message with a little pop-up alert in here, just like you do on your Facebook Messenger or whatever apps you use on your phone. But they will also be sent the same message via email, and then if I send that email will go. Now, if they and when they reply, they can reply back through the app. So if I come back into one of my earlier ones, let's look at this one. So you can see here's the original message, and then the reply would come back through in a string of communication, which means that the information can go backwards and forwards to whatever degree you need it to with the employer. So that'll go, and then you've got a full history of all of the messages that you've ever sent the employer. But to come back in here and view your timesheets, it's very easy. You just come back in here and look at the data. So hopefully that covers how the third way of viewing your app data. Now, for some of you, you may only be using this method. You may not be using the app. And if that's the case, we have another full detailed video that covers that.